more notes about connections between critical pieces such as cables. The battery cables should be nice and tight for a tight battery connection. The charging wire should also be tight. As far as wiring in general, keep wiring away from any moving parts like the rotating shaft or the fan blade, so make sure your wiring is all tight. As far as the fuel hose, make sure there's a clamp on the end of it so it doesn't come off. You don't want to have spill fuel. Next is the connection between the two power cubes. Both of them are connected such that these two hydraulic reservoirs are connected, and they're connected through this hose here. So make sure that upon starting the two power cubes, that's actually a valve between the two, so you can disconnect the two, but that's in an open position, so now fluid can flow between the two because the fluid is returned to both reservoirs. And in order to prevent overspilling due to uneven return flow speeds, if there's any variation in that, you want to have the fluid drop down from the top power cube to the bottom power cube through this connection. So on the other side, to explain this connection, there's a T off from the top power cube, or the T goes into the bottom power cube, and the rest of that's the suction hose for the upper power cube pump. And as you see here, the wires are pretty tightly, tight away from the muffler. The muffler is really hot, so you want to keep everything away from it. The wires are out of the way of any moving parts like the engine, the fan blade, or the shaft and the shaft coupler, which are the moving parts. And before starting the power cube, make sure everything is connected. Like for example, right now, the return line is disconnected. So we make sure you connect that. Now, here's a little challenge here. This would not pass the test. If that goes like that, it'll get burned. So you want to mount it in such a fashion that will not happen. Maybe something like this. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. So you keep this away from the heat of the muffler. Power clamps. So that's just another note on all the hoses go into the fittings via barbs, and they're tightened down with hose clamps. So make sure those are all tight, and by touch you can't spin that or take that off. It should be really stiff by touch. Visual inspection, and then of course use a screwdriver to tighten those clamps. That's about it.